She arrived home safely later that evening, only to find a group of people gathered, looking mournful, including Desmond. She was stunned and dumbfounded. What happened? She wondered to herself. Ofure came running towards them and helped carry one of the twins. What's happening? She asked curiously. Daddy is dead, Ofure said amid tears. She was stunned and in great shock. Which daddy? She queried, but Ofure couldn't even answer. At that moment, it felt as if the world had abandoned her. How could Baba have done this to her, leaving her all alone to decide her fate? She wailed and wailed, but her cries couldn't bring Baba back. She managed to walk through the crowd to her room, but the padlock had been changed. Auntie, wait, let me go to Mom to get the keys, Ofure said hastily, leaving to fetch them. She returned a few minutes later, scratching her head. Ofure, where is the key? She asked. Auntie, she stuttered. What is it? She asked again. Brother Desmond came home with his girlfriend yesterday, and Mom gave your room to her, Ofure revealed. What? She exclaimed. I knew it. Now that Baba is gone, my suffering has just begun. Where do I go from here now? She lamented. Auntie, let me go with you to the pastor's house. I am sure he will allow you to stay for a while, considering the fact that he was Daddy's friend, Ofure suggested. She was still wailing, already predicting how her future would unfold. As she was lost in thought, Desmond's girlfriend, whom Auntie Sade had dealt with before, walked in. She looked at her from head to toe and let out a slow laugh. You think that Desmond would no longer have anything to do with me, simply because you saw him throw out my things, right? Well, let me shock you. I am not only going to be his wife, I am few weeks pregnant. My dear, she said, rubbing her tummy and grinning. I knew the moment I saw you that you weren't his sister. But you know what? If I don't marry him while you are still alive, I will marry him after your death, she threatened. Then you are never going to marry my brother because Auntie Abisola here is not dying anytime soon. It's obvious you are the one who will soon die of heartbreak because you don't know what will soon befall you, Ofure thundered back. Desmond's girlfriend approached, raising her hand to slap Ofure, but Ofure quickly grabbed her hand. No, not in your life, husband snatcher. Don't worry, when it happens, I will buy a handkerchief to wipe those miserable tears of yours. Ofure retorted, then turned to Abisola. Let's go, she ordered. Abisola, still in shock, followed her like a dummy, unable to believe what had just transpired. They arrived at the pastor's house, and without hesitation, Abisola was accommodated. Baba was to be buried in 3 days. The following day, she returned to the house to help with the preparations. She approached the women, hoping to lend a hand, but a voice from behind interrupted her. Hey, what do you think you are doing? Get out of here. Don't even think about touching anything. Just get out. Desmond thundered. Everyone started staring at her, and she became embarrassed. She left in a hurry, sobbing. The next day, she was summoned by the elders, along with Desmond, his girlfriend, and the rest of the family members. Good day, everyone, one of the elders greeted. He then turned to Abisola. My name is Ude. I am Desmond's father's younger brother. I am here to reveal all my late brother's wishes on his dead bed. For those who might doubt my words, I had everything my late brother said recorded on my phone. Let's play it, he said, tapping his phone. Good day to you all. You are hearing my voice, so there is no need to doubt anything. Abisola, my daughter, I greet you. Though I didn't tell you, I visited your house some time ago with Ude, my brother, to see your family members, so we could pay your bride price, but your mother chased us out, telling us to do whatever we wanted with you. On that note, Desmond, my son, you will take Abisola as your wife, and there is no going back. Any other woman you bring home for marriage shall not be accepted. Abisola is the first and shall remain the only woman you will marry, which must be done before my burial. You must take her with you to your base. Failure to do this, you shall not partake in my burial rites until you marry her first. Take good care of yourselves. The voice note concluded. Everyone was stunned, turning and looking at each other. Desmond's girlfriend was already in tears. Ofure stood up and walked over to her and handed her a handkerchief. As I said before, please take this to wipe your tears, Ofure said. The girlfriend paused, looked at Ofure from head to toe, and then continued crying. The only place Abisola had ever seen what Baba spoke through was at Auntie Sade's place. She never knew it could be used to record someone's voice. Auntie Sade would pick it up whenever it rang, speak through it, and the person on the other end would respond without seeing each other. Hope these white people won't end up selling us one day without our consent, Abisola thought to herself. So, my people, the marriage rites will be carried out as soon as possible to enable Desmond to partake in the burial rites tomorrow, Uncle Ude announced. He then told Shola to gather some elders and the pastor as well. Desmond and Abisola were traditionally married, followed by a marriage blessing that same day. I just hope I don't end up regretting all this, Abisola thought to herself. After everything was done, Desmond was asked to give Abisola a hug, which he did while looking away. She didn't even bother to raise a hand for the hug because giving him a hug wasn't her problem. Her major concern was how he would treat her and her kids when they returned to his base together. As much emphasis was placed on the fact that he must take them with him. She didn't want to consent to marrying him either, but with Baba gone, where else would she and her kids stay? She begged to stay at the pastor's house until they were ready to leave for Desmond's base, which everyone agreed to. Later that night, Ofure ran straight to the pastor's house and into Abisola's room. Ofure, what is it? What happened? Abisola asked in fear. Auntie, come with me. There is something I want you to see, Ofure said, dragging her hand. Her children were asleep, so she asked the pastor's wife to watch over them, and she was happy to help. Abisola kept asking Ofure what was going on, but Ofure insisted that she just come first. They arrived to find Desmond's girlfriend outside with her bags. Abisola turned to Ofure. Is she leaving? She asked. Auntie, she said she saw Baba's ghost in her room, so she ran outside, screaming and weeping. Ofure said, laughing hard. That's impossible. Abisola said, stunned. So, Mom helped her bring out her things and asked her to leave for now. She said she would send for her later. Ofure revealed. Desmond's girlfriend ended up leaving that night, and Abisola returned to the pastor's house. She lay in her bed, pondering everything that had happened until she fell asleep. On the day of the burial, Abisola couldn't eat anything because her heart was too heavy. After the funeral service, she went into the kitchen to find something to eat, but found nothing. Some of the people who came for the burial had given cash gifts to her children, so she went to buy a few cups of rice to cook. She was in the kitchen making a fire when Mama stepped in. "Who is that?" "What are you doing there?" Mama questioned. "Mama, good day. It's me. The kids and I haven't eaten today, so I bought some raw rice and I am about to cook it," Abisola answered. "You bought rice? From where? So you went and fetched my rice without telling me?" Mama queried. "No, Mama, it's not yours. I bought it," Abisola cried out. "With what money? Look at this miserable thing. The man who used to pamper you like an egg is no more. Now it's my turn. You haven't seen anything yet. Give me that rice and get out of here," Mama said, grabbing the bag of rice and leaving. Abisola immediately burst into tears. She carried her children and gently walked out of the kitchen, heading straight to the pastor's house. His wife was around, and Abisola begged her for some food, to at least feed the kids. The pastor's wife arrived with 2 plates of rice and a bottle of soft drink, but Abisola was too heartbroken to eat. Desmond's mother had called her miserable. Was she? The woman didn't believe Abisola had a penny. Why would she, when everything Abisola wore for the burial had been given to her by Ofure? Abisola kept thinking about everything, unable to believe that her own parents had chased her out to suffer like this. She stayed indoors for the rest of the day, unable to go out. Desmond was on leave, so he stayed home for about 3 more weeks after the burial. Finally, he came to see them at the pastor's house for the first time. He was there to inform them that they would be leaving for his base the next day. After he left, Abisola went to the pastor and told him she wasn't comfortable with the idea, but he assured her that she would be fine. The next day, they were set to leave. Ofure came to Abisola and hugged her tightly. "You are the best sister-in-law ever," she whispered. Abisola looked at her with teary eyes. "You are just like Baba. May you be happy all your life, Ofure," she prayed. They finally left for the park in a tricycle. Ofure and Abisola kept waving at each other until they both disappeared from sight. They arrived at the park and boarded a bus. Desmond didn't even help carry any of the children until they arrived at their destination. A total stranger offered to help, but Abisola told him not to bother. Her children were her source of joy and happiness. She never got tired of carrying them. When they arrived home, Desmond brought out the key to his house and was about to insert it into the keyhole when the door opened. Lo and behold, it was his girlfriend. Thanks for watching this story. Please subscribe and watch out for the next part. Drop a comment and tell us where you are watching from. Thank you.